Our first trophy, the Copa Tejas. I probably butchered saying that, but that is all right. What is up, everyone? My name is Ty Roeder, host of the Verde and Black Show here on YouTube with your in-depth look, analysis, and recap of all things Austin FC. I am back from vacation, a little sunburnt, but I am doing okay. We may have had, one of our, I don't want to say our worst game this season. It was nowhere near our best game by far. And FC Dallas couldn't put us away. We came out of Dallas with a 1-1 draw. We did not play very well. We were missing our head coach. Not that that really mattered. Davy Arnaud was able to muster up, a good squad, a good game plan, good substitutes throughout the match. I'm happy with the result. I'm happy that we have our first trophy as a club, albeit a supporters shield. Not an official trophy, but we'll still count it. Trophy's a trophy. Jumping right into the lineup, we have Gabrielsen, Cascante, who I think, in my opinion, at least one of them should have been, on the All-Star team. We do have Driussi on the All-Star roster, but we're top of the Western Conference, and you're telling me we only have one All-Star. I call BS on that. The MLS All-Star, and this happens with a lot of All-Star rosters. It's kind of a popularity contest. Until you've been in the league for a couple of years, you typically don't get, any votes. So that's kind of frustrating. But the good news is we don't put so much emphasis on a single player to where it is all Driussi, it is all Fagundes, it is all Arruti. We're a pretty deep team, and I think week in and week out we've shown that you don't want to play us on the road. Ironically, we're playing better on the road than we are at home. Fortunately, Davy Arnaud has been around Wolf long enough to where when Wolf entered health and safety protocols yesterday, about an hour before the match, he was able to fill in and filled in quite nicely. Really the only changes, we had Nick Lima on the right, no Hector Jimenez. He's going to be out for a little while, so wish him a speedy recovery. The first half, it kind of dreaded on. We had a couple of chances here and there, but FC Dallas's goal with Paul Arriola, superb counterattacking from FC Dallas. And to be honest, that's really how FC Dallas likes to score a lot of their goals. And I think it makes a lot of sense. You have Jesus Ferreira, who is insanely fast. I would like to see him and John Gallagher do a 100-yard dash. And I don't know who would win. I'd like to say Gallagher because he's our Austin FC player, but Ferreira looked insanely fast. The cool thing with how fast Ferreira was, though, is every time it seemed like FC Dallas tried to play over the top to Ferreira or Arriola in behind, where it was a one-on-one with one of our center backs, Cascante and Gabrielsen were neck and neck, stride for stride with those two guys. And I think Gabrielsen really showed, although he may not be, the fastest player on the pitch, granted he is a center back, he knows how to take his angles correctly. So when he was beat by Ferreira, I think it was once or twice, he was able to do what you're taught, which is run towards the goalpost as a defender, because that's ultimately where the attacking player is going to run with the balls towards the goalpost. So if you just take a line straight for the goalpost, ideally that's the best angle when you're playing defense. That goal was tough. Cascante, it looked like it literally went right through his legs, like he got nutmegged. So that was unfortunate. Paul Arriola's, a nice finish to go one up at half. And I think, what we've seen from Austin FC over the past couple of weeks, past month, doesn't really matter what the score is. We play, I don't want to say better from behind, but it doesn't seem like we're very concerned when we go behind. As a fan, that's a little nerve-wracking, and I don't like the idea of playing from behind as much as we do, but we're not losing, so I can't really complain. Once we get into the second half, we're down 1-0. The game's not out of reach. It was kind of a lucky goal from FC Dallas on the counterattack. That's when we really start to, go for it with some substitutes. We have Felipe come on for Danny Pereira, Danny Hosen coming on for Ruti. Ruti was kind of shaky. Didn't really seem like he did a lot throughout the game. I'd like to see more minutes from Danny Hosen, especially for that aerial threat. And then Owen Wolff coming on. What a spark from the bench Owen Wolff was last night. I mean, he single-handedly stole the ball in the defensive third of FC Dallas and started that quick counter that ultimately resulted in Fagundes' goal. And once you put it in Driussi's hands at the top of the 18, he was able to quickly find Fagundes, and Fagundes is a finishing machine, as well as Driussi. I mean, those two, they're playing at such a high level at this part of the season, and it's so nice to see. I really think Fagundes should have been awarded a trip to the MLS All-Star Game, so hopefully he kind of uses that as fire within him for the rest of the season. But in the 79th minute, we're able to get that Fagundes game-tying goal, and really from there, it feels as if we have Dallas on their back heels, knowing that okay, FC Dallas came into our place, went up 2-0. We came back and scored 2 goals in a matter of 10 minutes. So it really felt like after that goal, we were going to push for that winner, knowing that all we needed was a win or a draw to win the Copa Tejas away from FC Dallas. I wasn't too concerned with conceding a late goal. Jesus Ferreira did kind of have that mishap when they had a 2-on-1 counter, and Gabrielson was the only man back, and then Stuver was able to make that reactionary save, which was really nice and kept us in the match. And then we had Rodney Redes come on in the dying minutes for Fagundes, as well as Jared Stroud seeing some minutes for Driussi. But I mean, for how bad I thought we played, and granted, Austin FC playing poorly is some teams' top-notch performance of the season. It was really nice to know we can still figure out how to walk away with a draw and not a loss on the road after playing so poorly. So that was really nice to see. LAFC, I believe, is about to kick off here against Nashville. We're 2 games ahead in terms of how many games we've played. So I wouldn't be surprised if LAFC is able to make up some ground against us, just from how LAFC has been playing. So we have 41 points. They have 39 points. They have 2 games. Pretty much what that means is they only have to win 1 game out of their next 2. I don't want to say out of their next 2, but since they are 2 games behind us in terms of games played, they only have to have 1 victory out of those 2 games that they're behind us in order to move on up to first place. But the good thing is it's really just a 2-man's race at the top of the Western Conference. I mean, we have 41 points. 3rd place is Minnesota United. Talk about Minnesota United. What the heck are they doing? They've been coming up the ranks from the Western Conference. I feel like a couple weeks ago I was talking about Real Salt Lake, LA Galaxy. Both of those teams have really fallen off, and it's Minnesota United and Nashville, but they are 10 points behind us. So it's us and LAFC, and I mean, the schedule doesn't get any easier, guys. Next week we play the Red Bulls at home. The Red Bulls are playing New York City FC right now to really bolster who is in second place in the Eastern Conference. So the Red Bulls are going to be coming into Q2 Stadium next Sunday, and that's going to be a really fun match to watch. And then from there, I don't want to say it gets a little easier, but we go to Kansas City. Sporting Kansas City can't score to save their lives. And then we welcome San Jose and Sporting Kansas City before Minnesota United in August. So, I would say after the Red Bulls game, about 3 games, we play Sporting Kansas City twice and San Jose once. 2 of those 3 are at home. I would like to see at least 2 victories. Maybe we can steal one against Sporting Kansas City. Great. We walk away from Sporting Kansas City 2 victories and then win or draw against San Jose. That's fine. The Red Bulls, I have no idea. I have no idea how we're going to play against the Red Bulls. I have no idea what type of roster they're going to come in with, especially coming off of rivalry week against New York City FC. But it'll be a really fun match, especially at the Q2 Stadium, to see one of those teams. And then I think it's just going to provide more momentum, which is what we need going into August. In August, we have 4 of our 5 matches at Q2 Stadium, and we welcome San Jose, Sporting Kansas City, Portland Timbers, and LAFC. That LAFC game is going to be absolutely insane. I believe they flexed the game actually to a Friday night from a Saturday night because I remember looking at tickets to go to that game potentially, and I was like, man, Saturday night looks fun. Now it looks like it's Friday night and it's going to be on ESPN. So get your tickets early. Get your tickets for a wild game against LAFC. Yeah, look forward to seeing everyone at Q2 Stadium this upcoming Sunday against the Red Bulls and Listos. Let's get a couple more victories in the bag before we start really pushing for getting everyone healthy for playoffs come October.